Good morning, coworkers. How is your day? Whenever this finds you, for me, it's Friday. It's May 1st. We have officially made it to May, and that's very pleasing. Um, I just wanted to pop in and give a good day, hoping for a good weekend for all of us. I wanted to say something about the trust that I was talking about yesterday on yesterday's vlog. And that is that it's a revocable trust. I kept using the word irrevocable, but in my title and in my little summary of the video, I did say revocable, or I did spell out revocable. So the trust that you want to look into to protect your assets, your income, and things for your family will be a revocable trust. You have full control on making changes as needed for a revocable trust. So I just wanted to clarify that. So, how's your day? What are you doing this weekend? Are y'all getting out? Are y'all getting, um, will the weather permit you to enjoy the outdoors, or do you already have some indoor plans? Last weekend, my family and I went to the Michael movie. The Michael movie, everybody has a lot of opinions about it, which we should. I have an opinion about it too. I'm so glad that I didn't, do a whole lot of deep diving before I went. It was a recommendation by my husband. He said it could be a nice family affair. So my daughter, her husband, my granddaughter, my son, and his fiance, we all went along with my husband, and just had a big old good family time. Let me tell you my thoughts on the Michael movie. I was in awe. First of all, in how his nephew, Michael Jackson's nephew, Jermaine Jackson, I had to look his name up, Jafar Jackson. For me, the way he embodied Michael, it's kind of like amazing. I don't like, amazing is not enough to say how he immersed himself into Michael. Like, although, like, when you walk out the movie, and of course, look again at Michael Jackson and what Michael Jackson looked like, you can say, oh, and if you put it side by side, you can say, oh, okay, I can see the visual difference in the look. But when you were sitting in the movie, when I was sitting in the movie, I felt like I was watching Michael. And I'm going to also say that, and again, I often watch movies on my TV here at home. But being in the movie, there were times I literally felt like I was at a Michael Jackson concert. He's one of the best who've ever recreated Michael Jackson. And not only that, I'm not about to, so you can definitely do your research. I'm not about to look up the names of the young man who played Michael as a young kid. I'm just saying the acting was amazing. And I think my age is a blessing. I'm 50, I'm on my way to 56. And so I've seen many eras of Michael. And even a lot of people have. I don't want to act like younger people didn't get an opportunity to know who Michael Jackson was from his young days all the way through, but I literally can say that I feel like I've experienced him in all his many stages, and they hit the nail on the head. So I'm going to just leave it at that. I'm not getting into any of the other parts. I think it's worth going to see. It's if you at any point in your life enjoy Michael Jackson as an artist, any point in your life, you will thoroughly enjoy that movie. It was a worthwhile experience. Hey, ladies fighting grays, men fighting grays, but ladies fighting grays. When I say fighting grays, what are you doing? Do you get to a point where you're like on the verge, like especially if you are regularly coloring your hair, are you getting to be on the verge of waving the white flag? Like, you know what? Let me just see what I get. I've been on the verge. I always hesitate because I have that shampoo that you can find. You probably can find it on, I'm gonna have to see if you can find it on Amazon too, but I got it off of TikTok. Yeah, y'all. This is the box. I won't open it. I got this off of the TikTok shop, okay? It is a black hair dye shampoo. And it works. And they actually do sell it on Amazon Prime. You can get it Prime. The cost, it looks comparable to what I paid. I can't tell you for sure, but believe me, because I am an Amazon Prime person, I'll definitely buy it off of Prime the next time. It works. It doesn't act like a temporary. You know how sometimes you'll put a dye in, and this is a shampoo, like I said, you'll put a dye in and you know how sometimes it'll fade over time. No, this lasts until, I mean, the only thing I'm getting is new growth. So everything, I've been using it for a little while. So it's so easy to use that shampoo. Now, as you see, I'm not the type that goes in constantly, because I do allow my grays to pop out. So, and when I do, like when I let it get to this point, then I start questioning, are you gonna just let your hair go gray and just see what you get and see if you like it? And then I always go back, just like I just said, I'm gonna buy that shampoo on Prime. Ladies in my age group, or whoever's getting grays, because there are young people who do have gray hair and they deal with dyeing. What do you do? How often are you coloring your hair? If you color it, or have you allowed it to just grow in? I have, and that's another thing. I saw a family member on Friday, and I know she's younger than me. I probably am 10 years older than her, and she's allowed her grays to go in. She has a nice bob, and her grays are kind of lightly throughout her hair, and it looked really nice on her. It was very it just looked nice. It looked very nice. One thing I want to say about this particular shampoo, it says black hair dye shampoo. I don't think I got black. I think, I don't want to open it. I think I remember reading that I didn't need to get black. open it. I don't know why I can't see on here. Let's see what the options are on. Okay, on here, I'm almost positive I got dark brown. So even though if you look at my hair, it looks pretty like, and again, I did not put this throughout my whole hair, but my hair looks black. But they just say you just don't need black. You don't have to have black. So anyway, I will vouch for it. It is a very easy shampoo to use. I try to always use gloves, but I have used it without gloves and it doesn't stain your hands. So there's that. So anyway, just wondering about that and what you've used when it comes to keeping your hair either colored, or if you're also deciding to go gray. And do you have goals for that? Like, what are you going to do to keep yourself from giving in and coloring? Like, how long am I going to allow my hair to go gray? Because what I need to do, like another thing, my hair, I am really in transition with my hair. My hair is it's grown out a lot. Way back in the day, like 2009 and 10, I used to have a YouTube channel where all I talked about was my natural hair. Now back then I was a loose natural. I was dabbling into going into I don't know. I think I had a few videos that showed my hair as I was going to go into locks. I was doing mini twists and things like that. I ended up taking that whole page down. It was Creating Your Future Day by Day. I love that page. I did it out of a frustrated feeling. Wish I never did it because I lost all my videos. So here's another warning too, if you decide that you want to leave YouTube for a while, just, you know, you don't have to close the whole channel. Just, you know, make it private. Make all your videos private that you want to have private. So anyway, but so my hair, you know, my hair has grown a lot. I don't really discuss or talk about hair when I do videos anymore, because I just kind of let it do its thing. This started out as mini locks that were done with crochet hooks. Over time, I have combined my locks, and over time, and I used to do my hair myself for maybe about 3 years of my journey. I've been locked. It'll be 14 years. No, 13 years. Yeah, 13 years, May, on my birthday, this month. For about 3 years, and then my daughter has maintained my hair otherwise, and then in the last 2 years we have moved to palm rolling because my scalp is so sensitive. I cannot, like, I used to almost feel like I was being tortured when she would use that latch hook, and she was not heavy-handed. My scalp is just super sensitive. I always had a super sensitive scalp, but over the years with these locks, I cannot handle that latch hook. Palm rolling, first of all, it just is not as painful, and it's a better, I mean, it looks cleaner. It's a cleaner look. But also, like I said, I am combining my locks. Like right now they're twisted, so I'm not like combining them to that level. But I haven't had a retwist, like for real retwist. I guess I had it done probably end of January. So it's been like, this is like, it's May. So I don't get them as often as I used to. I will still get them because I think it's important for me to keep, you know, the new locks that I want to be in at least separated. You know, I'm not saying I have to have them palm rolled, but I just at least have to have them separated. And I'll do like the neat look. Sometimes what I end up doing is washing my hair real good and just doing either braids or twists and wearing it like that for a while. That also helps keep things separated. So didn't mean to get off in a long tirade about my hair, but mostly I'm talking about what y'all doing with these grays. And me personally, I think whatever we do with our hair is our business. If we want to wear our natural hair in its natural state, thumbs up. If we want to wear natural hair straight, thumbs up. If you want to relax your hair and that works for you, thumbs up. Do what you do. So that's my opinion on that. Do you feel like you have your financial house in order? That's something that I've been working on it for years. But I would say in the last year, I've really been kind of laser focused on some things. And, you know, there's a lot going on in that competes for our coins. So just curious how people are, you know, handling their finances. We have a lot of people who can't afford to purchase homes, and they're coming up or deciding on kind of, really, I call them old school ways of making things work, like living in multi-generational homes. That is so normal. That's such a blessing. It's never stopped happening in this country amongst certain cultures. So going back to that can really bless the entire family, and in my opinion, shouldn't be looked on as a negative thing. So, and there's lots of creative ways to make it a blessing for everyone, but it takes everyone being on one accord. It takes everyone seeing the value in coming together and the blessings that it can bring. You know, it is good to do your own thing, but sometimes doing your own thing, not sometimes, I think that it's beneficial that even when doing your own thing, keeping family in mind, because a village is needed for not just the young, but for the mid and the old. It is so needed. You have to kind of think about being willing to grow together and not be so distant. Also, there's another way to grow in multi-generational living that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone has to live on or under one roof. That's one way. One can be multi-generations living on a land space together in multiple homes. But another way that multi-generational living can occur is ownership of homes that, even if they're not even in the same neighborhood, but let's say the same city, in which dedicated a dedication of getting those homes paid for and allowing family to live in those homes at a highly reduced rental rate to enable repairs and taxes to be paid on those homes, and allow the people to comfortably live in nice homes. That can be done. Don't always Don't always think that if you're an investor, that every property has to be maximized, because like immediately. Sometimes the maximizing can be to bless a family member who understands the benefits and properly uses it to pay a reduced rate in rent. I'm talking significantly reduced, that allows taxes to be paid and money to be set aside for repairs when they come, because they will be necessary. Um, and let family benefit and grow, because the asset is there. The asset is there. And then that comes to play in the revocable trust. Keeping all that under one umbrella. Don't let those people keep calling and texting y'all and having y'all sell y'all homes because you don't want to think about how it can benefit family, not just you, when you close your eyes. These are things to think about. These are things to think about. I wanted to check in with you again today. And I don't know if you're working. I don't know if you're walking. I don't know if you're shopping. Whatever you're doing, if you hear me and my voice, thank you for taking the time to listen. I ask that you consider checking in with me on a regular basis by subscribing to my channel. If you have any input on this conversation today, because it's going to be a conversation of this, that, and the other when it comes to me. So, did you see the Michael movie? What do you think about finances and the generations and generations living together? I think it is fascinating and a worthwhile way to build wealth in times such as this. And also, what are you doing about them grays? Are you embracing your grays? Talk to me about it in the comments section, and then join me in my next video. Thank you for checking in with me.